Welcome to Neon Realist. First off, a brief update as to why the channel had such a long hiatus. The channel got demonetized by YouTube almost 3 months ago, back in June, which didn't mean I had to stop making videos per se, but what did happen that made things a little scary was that the channel got 2 community strikes back to back. And as you saw with the Alex Jones Infowars situation, you pick up a 3rd community strike before one of those other 2 community strikes times out in 3 months, and poof, there goes the channel. Nuked from orbit, no appeal, no human interaction, just gone. So over the summer, while I kept making videos, they were more infrequent, as I had to be extremely careful with the timeout. As the timeout for my current 2 strikes approached, I saw people getting strikes for old videos that they'd made years ago, strikes for just about no reason. So I began to think, this is nuts. I could make a video, say the wrong thing the YouTube algorithm doesn't like, and lose the whole channel just like that. So I decided to shut down video production entirely, simply because I couldn't predict what YouTube was going to like or not like, and there was no margin for error. So with 1 strike, and that was it. Fast forward to this week, the strikes are gone. So I can reapply for monetizing the channel also in October. But the way that works is it could be weeks or months before I hear from YouTube, and it's just as likely to be a no again as it is a yes. Anyway, none of that is your problem. Just wanted to update you with what was going on. Now, with further ado, let's get into another Neon Realist. Brett Kavanaugh, as I'm sure that most of you know, was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, and he had his confirmation hearings a couple weeks ago. And despite 3 days of Democrats making complete fools of themselves while questioning him, including most of all Spartacus over there. I mean, seriously, I'm Spartacus! Yeah, freaking Booker. Anyway, nearly 300 wacko left-wingers arrested inside and outside the hearing room. Kavanaugh was all set for a Judiciary Committee vote tomorrow on the 20th of September. It looked like it was in the bag, followed by a probable confirmation vote in the full Senate by the end of the month. Somewhere in the low to mid-50s, it looked like, that in terms of how many votes he was going to get for confirmation. Then, out of the blue, after everything is wrapped up and done in terms of hearings and inquiries, boom, here comes the accusation of attempted rape. And if you read it really closely, manslaughter, via secret letter, with an anonymous source. A letter that we now know was sent to Representative Eshoo and then given to California Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein back in early July. I mean, the letter's dated, what, July 6th or July 7th? And now we know from Dianne Feinstein's own spokesman, Tom Menser, who told reporters that they were looking for a way to get the letter, to get the allegation investigated by an outside investigator. The Ethics Committee told Feinstein that to hire an independent outside counsel to assist an unnamed person, that they were going to need the approval of the Senate Rules Committee, which if they went to the Rules Committee, there's Republicans on it, and that would obviously alert the Republicans that the Senate Judiciary Committee Democrats were investigating something that they weren't telling them about. Not to mention that if and when those investigators, if they had hired them, but if they went around and started asking the people named in the accuser's letter, people like the 2 out of the people we know is Mark Judge, and now another guy has been named Patrick Smythe, PJ, if they recalled being at a party with Brett Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford, sometime, you'd have to guess, between 1980 and 1983, because Kavanaugh graduated class of 83, and Christine Ford only started going to school in 1980, so it had to be sometime in that time frame. I mean, how amazing is this? She doesn't even know what year that she was allegedly assaulted. But let's say if they knew about the alleged attempted assault, if they were asked about it, they would have informed Kavanaugh, and he would have told the White House and presumably the Senate Judiciary Republicans. They'd also be tipped off to the allegations that the Democrats were hiding. So Feinstein, it had to be for political reasons, wanted to try to find some loophole that would let her corroborate the letter without tipping off her Republican fellow committee members. When it became clear she could not do that, she sat on the letter. Now, we don't have to speculate about Feinstein's motives here. I mean, this is ridiculous. If she was truly only interested in honoring some request for anonymity by Christine Ford, she wouldn't have told even other Democrats about the letter. Because in the end, what are they not motivated for one or more of them to have leaked the existence of the letter and its content to the media? What, are they somehow less political than the Republicans? She's been around the block. She knows that her side could not let Kavanaugh sail through the confirmation with nothing left to throw at him. I mean, if they knew about that, they were going to use it. So by her telling the Democrats, it's no different than if she told the Republicans. It was eventually going to come out. In any event, the proper thing to do would have been to just inform her committee chairman, Chuck Grassley, about the letter, if she had any intention of using it at all, back in July, so that they could figure out a way that they could investigate the allegation and maintain what the lady requested, her anonymity. Then they could have hired that third-party investigator she was interested in. Hell, maybe even enlist the actual law enforcement agency under whose jurisdiction this crime happened, if it actually occurred. I mean, what a concept, calling the police the Montgomery County Police Department, if one assumes it happened inside Montgomery County, Maryland. The way she handled it, it was bound to come out anyway, and now the same harm is done, only in late September instead of July. So this was deliberately timed for maximum possible effect. Whether you believe Feinstein leaked it or not, I happen to think other people leaked it. She's in trouble with the left and the right, just as an aside. So now that they've scheduled a public hearing to hear Dr. Ford's allegation in public or in private, they gave her that option, apparently. You know, the hearing scheduled for Monday, September 24th, they're playing a game of move the goalposts now, her lawyers and the Democrats, in a transparent attempt to delay the Kavanaugh confirmation. Now, on top of all the conditions that Dr. Ford's lawyers wanted to place on Republican senators about what they can and cannot ask her, here's a fact-finding mission where they're trying to limit the questioning of the witness, even as to the facts of when and where the alleged incident happened. Now they say she won't testify until the FBI completes an investigation of her allegation. Wow. The FBI has already said they will not investigate an attempted sexual assault. It's not in their jurisdiction. It's not a federal crime. It's a state and local matter, and the FBI is not in the business of investigating nearly 4-decade-old attempted sexual assaults. Even MSNBC's Mika freaking Brzezinski can see that this is nothing but a transparent attempt to move the goalposts, and called it out. And now that it's come out that a second person named by Dr. Ford in her letter, I think I mentioned before, this PJ character, this Patrick Smythe, it looks like her story is coming under increasing doubt. I mean, recall, she said that Kavanaugh's friend, Mark Judge, the guy who was allegedly in the room when she says that Kavanaugh was on top of her, groping her through her clothes, Judge has already denied any recollection of being at such a party with her and Kavanaugh, and says he has no recollection of Kavanaugh behaving that way with any woman. 2 more people were named by Christine Ford as they were not in the room, not aware of what was happening in the room, but at the party. And now we find out via CNN that one of those 2, this Patrick J. Smythe, the classmate of Kavanaugh at Georgetown Prep, also class of 1983 in North Bethesda, Maryland, he's also issued a denial. CNN reports Eric Bruce, who is representing Smythe, authored a letter to Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley of Iowa and Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, the top Democrat on the committee. CNN has obtained a copy of the letter, which included a quote from Smythe denying seeing any improper conduct from Kavanaugh. I understand that I've been identified by Dr. Christine Blasey Ford as the person she remembers as PJ, who supposedly was present at the party she described in her statements to the Washington Post, Smythe says in his statement to the Senate Judiciary Committee. I am issuing this statement today to make it clear to all involved that I have no knowledge of the party in question, nor do I have any knowledge of the allegations of improper conduct she's leveled against Brett Kavanaugh. Personally speaking, I have known Brett Kavanaugh since high school, and I know him to be a person of great integrity, a great friend, and I have never witnessed any improper conduct by Brett Kavanaugh towards women. To safeguard my own privacy and anonymity, I respectfully request that the committee accept this statement in response to any inquiry the committee may have. Now, that does seem to undermine Ford's allegation, as Smythe, unlike Mark Judge, has nothing to fear from acknowledging being at this party. In fact, the only way he can suffer any legal consequences is if he lies about being at the party. If it was true, and he'd wind up with a lying to Congress charge. So the bottom line here is this. This is the United States of America. We don't punish, someone over an unproven allegation. Hell, this isn't even an allegation. As it appears, Dr. Ford won't even appear on Monday to tell her story under oath. Neither Christine Ford nor her attorneys can dictate to the Judiciary Committee their procedures. She can't tell them, oh, you have to make an FBI investigation before I'll testify. No. She said she was willing to testify under oath. The Judiciary Committee graciously postponed their scheduled vote for Thursday and gave her the opportunity to testify on Monday, giving her a week for her to prepare. If she doesn't take them up on the opportunity that they gave her and doesn't testify, then this is a charade, and the committee should just move forward and schedule the committee vote for Wednesday, September 26th, and no later. If Christine Ford wants to pursue justice going forward, she's welcome to file a report with the police in Montgomery County, Maryland. And I don't think there is a statute of limitations on felony sexual assault in Maryland, so from what I know, they'll accept her report. But in any event, that's the proper venue to have this crime, if it happened, investigated. 11th hour interruptions of the workings of the Judiciary Committee and trying to hijack control of it, they're not warranted. That's all for this new Unrealist. Like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell and the all option. If you want to help the channel out during this period of being demonetized more directly, follow the link below to Patreon, and if you have the means and inclination. Thanks for watching.